All right, next let's jump it on down to Baton Rouge. We had some big news here because quarterback Myles Brennan has entered the NCAA transfer portal. Let's throw up he had a statement here he released on Twitter. I'll throw that up on the YouTube channel. But interesting development here. Of course, with Coach O out the door, Myles Brennan looking for a new opportunity. Makes sense. They got Max Johnson. They got Garrett Nussmeier. They've got a 5-star quarterback committed. Of course, he's apparently looking around, and who can blame him because they don't know who the coach is going to be. But I think his name's Walker Thomas, something like that. But hell, if they get all those guys in there, is the new coach really going to rely on a older player that can't stay healthy? So, and as I understand it, Myles Brennan is trying to get a medical redshirt. If he's able to do that, he'll have 2 seasons of eligibility remaining to play elsewhere. So at least 1 year, hopefully 2 for him. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes. It's kind of funny when Harrison Bailey got in the portal. Now Myles Brennan. I see so many Gamecocks tagging Shane Beamer. Who knows? Maybe one of these guys could end up at South Carolina. But I think Myles Brennan is going to have some interesting options here. And, you got to be careful what I'm saying here. I'm not saying he's the next Joe Burrow. That's ridiculous. Joe Burrow, one of the best all time. But kind of like Joe Burrow, he didn't live up to his hype there at Ohio State because of injuries. And that's the same thing for Myles Brennan. And I think there's potential there. There's players that can't see the field and don't see the field because they're not good enough. And we look at their recruiting rankings and say, oh my God, they're former 5-star, former 4-star. He's in the portal. We got to go get him. But if you can't get on the field at whatever school you're at, are you really going to just transfer in and see the field? I think the ceiling is a lot higher for a guy like Myles Brennan, who, hell, I know the 2020 season for LSU was a nightmare, but one of the few highlights was Myles Brennan. He had about, 1,200 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, I think only a few interceptions, and that was in three and a half games, something like that, maybe only 3 games. He has shown he can play at this level. He just can't stay healthy. So it's a roll of the dice to be certain, but maybe he just needs a change of scenery, better training staff, better medical staff. Who knows? Let's hope for Myles Brennan's sake. That's a guy that could have transferred long ago. Hell, he could have transferred when they brought in Joe Burrow, who they basically brought in to start over him. Let's hope it works out for Myles Brennan somewhere. Hey, but that's not the only LSU comments here where, man, the fans are... I thought this was going to be a great, farewell to Coach O and his victory tour and all that, but seems like fans are wearing thin on him already, and this was just one hell of a comment here. Coach O was asked about his self-scout, but he thought that the question was, scouting Alabama, how are the Crimson Tide looking? So that's how he starts it. And then they quickly correct him and say, no, self-scout, how are you looking? This clip is just fantastic.
You said you used last week to do a lot of scouting. What did you come up with, and how confident are you that your coaches kind of learned a lot about your team?
Yeah, well, they're very good, as always, very well coached. On us. Yeah. Okay, on us. Well, self-scouting, we're too predictable about formations, too predictable on first down. We're very, very predictable on defense. We need to have more of a variety on first down. We giving them the same looks over and over again. There's not much disguise. What we line up in, we were in. So we got to... you can't, this part of the season, you just can't put a lot of new stuff in, but we put in a couple little wrinkles to make it tough. And then the biggest part for us on defense is adjusting. We have not been in the right adjustments. We have not been in the right position according to some formations. So we had an adjustment period all last week, adjustment period all this week. We've been doing it, but we're really honing in and being in the right place at the right time.
So I know Cousin Shane's out there dying laughing at this one. I mean, he did a complete 180, didn't he, when he realized, oh, you're not asking me about Alabama. You're asking me about our team? Yeah, we're terrible. A lot of issues there in Baton Rouge, obviously. But hell, let's give Coach O credit for at least being transparent here. You're, what is it, something like a 30-something point underdog on the road against Alabama. But that sums it up pretty good.